through the interview, and then they called me up and said, we'd like for you, you have a choice, of course, but we'd like to offer you the presidency of Bennett College. You'd be the second woman president after Willa Player, and everybody's be supportive. You were our top choice.
So what condition, you talked a little bit about it, but what condition was your school in when you arrived?
It was $500,000 in deficit as a financial bite. And lots of faculty were leaving. A&T, in fact, was recruiting, because a lot of people thought it was going to shut, was recruiting the top faculty. They had already leered away the chair of the art department and a couple of other people. So it was in, and but when I had got all the information from the search committee and looked at it, what I realized that and with United Methodist Church and what it did with this higher education institutions, that I could go to New York to 475 Riverside Drive and sit and work with the people there, especially United Methodist women, since Bennett was formed as a United Methodist by United Methodist women in the Methodist Church, and that we could work at it and we could pull Bennett back. And so I went ahead to take on the challenge. And when I went for my first visit as designated president-elect with the chairman of the board, I told them I wanted to visit the campus for a week, and I needed to interview every person there separately, and I did. Nobody but me and that person. There was no recording of it or anything. And I wanted to ask them what their views and what they planned to do, and tell them what mine were, and ask them to please stay. Don't go to A&T or somewhere else. And so that was arranged for me to do. So I came back home and I told my husband, he said, Gloria, that's a lot to take on. He said, it really is. He said, I'd be glad to go and organize a social work department and sociology and all to go with you, but I can't leave Grambling, of course, right now. I'd have to come next year, but Gloria, you know you don't have to do this.
Why did you decide to do it?
I decided because, again, I had known Dr. Willa Player. She was not only an omen, she was a very archetype for HBCUs, for women, black women, to move up and do things. And Bennett College had a wonderful history. I said, well, I'll take it on. It was bruising, I have to tell you. There was a lot to be done, especially because women, making a side talk here now, women were being viewed as, why are they invading these presidencies, trying to invade these presidencies of these colleges? They can't, they collectively, they can't be, so I said, okay.
So in light of that, what would you say were some of your most significant achievements as president of Bennett?
Well, first of all, getting them out of debt. 2, getting the curriculum totally reorganized and revamped. 3, getting the faculty undergirded and improved. 4, getting them off of SAC's list of, they had a term for them, with a lot of things that would make you vulnerable for losing your accreditation.
Could you say what SAC stands for, please?
Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. For all of the 17 southern states, colleges are accredited by SACS. It's one of the 6 regional accrediting agencies around the country. And it never, the 15 years that I was there, we never had a deficit year the entire time. And when I left it way in surplus. Helped them, we redid the financial settings. Oh, the other thing in Greensboro that I did, which was, I thought, interesting, the richest man in Greensboro was the white man there who had millions, not millions, had billions of dollars. And he had never had his feet on Bennett's campus. Nobody had ever involved at any rate. I got to meet him, and a person who made that possible was a man who was head of P. Laura Lord Company, a tobacco company. because the other thing that happened once I went to Bennett, again through my YWCA and Girl Scout involvement, they knew me nationally and internationally, Girl Scouting. From one of the corporate 500 companies came to Greensboro, Larry Tisch, the Tisch family, from the corporate 500, Lowe's, L-O-E-W-S Corporation Company, and came over to talk with me. They said that asking me to please join their board, because he said I would answer. Again, women were just being recruited to be put on boards, just being accepted on boards. I was the 12th woman in the country to be appointed to a corporate 500 board. So that's how I met him, through that person and through Laura Lloyd, this rich man, and set up a major relationship with him, and he gave Bennett a major, major endowment to substantially bolster its financial conditions. And then the other thing I did at Bennett, we created the mass communications program, and gave them the only buildings that I could get done on the campus were what people call temporary buildings, but that housed the mass communications department, which gave them national status. And videoing like you're doing here, making video and so forth, and the whole Greensboro community, and the whole United Methodist Church. So those are some of the things at Bennett I'm very proud of.